I'm Rob Benfield. I'm Senior Lecturer on BA Television Production. I've worked in the industry for 25 years as a producer-director, and now I teach here at the University of Westminster. Forest of Lies is entirely the idea of the students themselves. We have a script writing tutor comes in, Nigel Baldwin, who's a long track record in writing for television, theatre, radio. And he organises people into 4 groups and they write an episode each. So about 15 people take on the writing of any one episode. They come up with the storyline themselves, and then Nigel divides them into groups to provide scenes and the dialogue for scenes and develop certain characters. Then the whole process goes to a script editing phase at the end of that, where things are cut down, repetitions are deleted, and we finally produce the production scripts, which is what we shoot. But it's all written entirely by the students themselves. It's nobody else.
And why do you think people would enjoy Forest of Lies? I mean, what's the main selling point of this project?
Well, it's designed as a television drama, so it has lots of high points in it, and this one has lots of points of interest. There's a relationship between tutors and pupils, so there's a sex interest. There's a violent confrontation. It starts with the death in Russia of a man and a woman, and their daughter witnesses it, and that damages her permanently. So she spends the rest of her life having flashbacks to that terrible moment, and it causes her to have unprovoked violent attacks as well. So there's that. There's an interesting cross-racial gay relationship, which is an interesting subject for people to think about. And there's plenty, if you like, of dramatic activity goes on throughout the whole of the 4 episodes. They're designed to be cliffhangers, to be, to entice people to want to stay and want to watch. And in fact, people really do stay with this project. It's a very absorbing drama.
And what was the benefit of the students at the end of the year compared to the beginning of the term? I mean, the students who are shooting this TV series, do they have any hands-on experience about filming, or after they learn theoretical knowledge at the course, they start to practice it via this project?
Well, it's a practice project. They learn through the first half of the year how to use all the equipment. Some of them already have those skills. They are first-year students, remember, so it's a first-year project. They write the script, they learn how to use the equipment, and this is the first project that puts all that together, allows them to actually, they've learned production management skills as well, allows them to produce the whole film. So it's nearly 2 hours of television that they make in the space of 6 weeks, plus a few more weeks in post-production. So it's a massive piece of work. So it's rather works on the principle of a sportsman throwing above your weight. You throw a heavier weight so that when you come down, it's easier to throw the weight, not the one that you practiced on. So students develop a lot of skills. It's very much a group project. It teaches group skills in a big way. You're just as important on this project if, for example, you're one of the fundraising or digital production team, the promotions team, as if you're one of the directors on the 4 episodes. And it's important that students learn at an early stage that that's how television works. It's got to be teamwork, and you've got to do your job well, whatever your job might be. And to be honest, everybody who leaves here goes into the industry at entry level in the television industry, is always as a runner or a researcher at a junior level. Very few people graduate and go straight into being camera ops, though it does happen. Usually they start at the bottom. Within a couple of years, because of the skills they have, they move very, very quickly up the career ladder.
And one last question. In your opinion, what was the major difficulty for students to create a TV series?
I think probably the thing they find most difficult is working with actors for the first time, working with talent. Because it can be difficult to manage. Intelligent, creative people have their own opinions about how something should be made. And of course, you can lose the coherence of a project quite quickly if the talent isn't managed properly. And we depend a lot on the goodwill of the actors because they work pretty much for nothing. We pay only their expenses and their food, and we give them DVDs at the end of the production. And we rely very much on them to bring the script alive. And they make a huge difference, difference to the script. And the students audition, probably in the case of Forest of Lies, I think they looked at about 150 people for the 8 or 9 roles that they cast in the end. So they do go through the process properly and pick the right people. And the current project that they're doing at the moment, which is the follow-up to Forest of Lies, they've seen around 200 people for that as well.
Thank you, Rob.